Mtazamaji wangu na msikilizaji wangu wa Ezra Christian TV, tunakukaribisha siku ya leo Alhamisi ambaye imebarikiwa, na tumebarikiwa kuwa mahali hapa manake Mungu ametupa uhai mimi na wewe tukapatikana hapa siku ya leo. Naitwa Pastor Grace Jenga. Wewe ambao uko huku Kenya, ninakukaribisha kwenye kipindi chetu Ohotani Iduaini. Wewe ambao uko kule nje ya nchi ya Kenya, ninakukaribisha. Nyinyi ambao mko kule Afrika Mashariki, na wakaribisha. Nyinyi nyote ambao mko kule Gulf, na wakaribisha. Na nyinyi ambao mko kule Marekani pia, na wakaribisha. Mahali ambapo radio zetu zinatufikia za Ezra Christian Radio kule Marekani, kule Ohio, Indiana, Minnesota, Chicago, kila eneo zote ambazo tunafikiwa mahali pale. Na nisisahau mji wetu wa wakurugenzi wetu wakuu kule Boston. Na niseme ya kwamba tunakushukuru sana mama wasio kule Boston kwa kutupa nafasi kuwa mahali hapa mkiwa na Dr. Mwaneki. Bwana awabariki sana na hata aweze kuwatenda mema. Hivyo basi ningependa mwingie kule kwenye YouTube, usubscribe Ezra Christian TV, kisha uingie kule kwenye Facebook, ufollow, ulike na ucomment. Na nikasema ya kwamba usione peke yako, sambazia wengine ndio wakutwe na habari njema. Na pia kama ungalipenda, utatukuta pia pale kwenye fan page yangu Pastor Grace Jenga. Katika posta zetu nikaweza kukujulisha tutakuwa na mama wa taifa ambaye amebarikia kugombania kiti cha urais ambacho ni cha 2022. Mama ambaye ni kibonge, mama ambaye amebarikiwa. Yeye ni mwanamke shoka wa shoka, ambaye yeye hatishwi na habanduki. Yuko mahali pale amesimama wima, anagombania hicho kiti na hangarii jinsi yake ya kike, anataka kulete mabadiliko. Hivyo basi tukasema ya kwamba tutakuwa na yeye kwenye studio zetu atuelezee safari yake ni gani, na yeye ako vipi kwa kina. Yuko hapa karibu pamoja nasi. Hivyo basi usibanduke, ukae mahali pale, umakinike, tondamane pamoja. Mama wetu wa taifa, karibu sana kwenye studio zetu.
Shukran sana.
Kwa niaba ya mkurugenzi wetu Boston, pamoja na watu wote tunafanya kazi nao pamoja huku Ezra Christian TV, tunakukaribisha sana kirasmi.
I'm humbled to be here.
Karibu sana. Tueleze majina yako vizuri kwa kina, alafu kisha tuendelee.
Asante sana. Viewers, kwa majina naitwa Barozi Esther Waringa, na siku ya leo nimeshukuru Mungu kwa kupata hii nafasi katika Ezra Christian TV. For all those who are watching, we look forward to a very engaging session where we will be talking about the next government, the next leadership in the Republic of Kenya. Here is yours, Ambassador Esther Waringa, Mama wa Taifa, the President Designate of the Republic of Kenya. Thank you.
Karibu sana.
Shukran sana.
Tunakupenda sana na tumeheshimika sana kuwa pamoja nawe.
Shukran sana.
Hivyo basi wananchi walikuwa wamekugojea wajue huyu Barozi Esther Waringa ni nani. Waeleze kwa kina, wewe ni nani?
Shukran sana. Barozi Esther Waringa ni nani? From humble beginnings, I would say from grace to grace. It has been a journey to be where we are today, or I am today. Na Barozi Esther Waringa alizaliwa katika kijiji inaitwa Kabuko, Limuru constituency, Kiambu County. Nikalewa na mama yangu, the late Mary Wanjiru and James Kaguru Juguna. Na I salute them for bringing me up, and I've been brought up among other siblings. And Barozi Esther Waringa is a mother of 2 children. Niko na vijana wawili, wanasoma wako katika chuo kikuu. Na Barozi pia amepewa hiyo nafasi na Mwenyezi Mungu. God is the one who instilled in us what he would like us to be in life. Kwa hivyo ikafika wakati ambao nilipomaliza shule primary school pale Kabuko Primary School, pia nikaenda James Gishuru Secondary School nikamaliza, nikaenda Grafins College, I was doing administration nikamaliza, nikaingia University of Nairobi nikafanya strategic management nikamaliza. Kutoka hapo ndio nikaingia International Committee of the Red Cross. Actually during the height of Kigali I was there as an administrative secretary for Kigali, Rwanda. And after that I joined the United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF. And I worked in UNICEF Kenya, and shortly after that I worked quite some time with UN Sudan, trying to streamline governance during the height of crisis in South Sudan. Wakati ule tulikuwa tunaenda kwa ile tunaita comprehensive peace agreement. Nilikuwa pale katika Sudan tukijaribu kuongea na serikali ya South Sudan ndio tupate mwelekeo ambao serikali ya South Sudan ita adopt pole kwa kuchanganya lugha yenye tuta-adopt, na finally tukapata comprehensive peace agreement that brought yenye ilileta amani katika South Sudan. Na kwa hiyo nikapata experience kubwa sana on matters governance. Na pia beside experience, I think I was created to be in governance sector. I love governance, is my passion, is my everything. Na ndiposa nikasema kwa sababu nimekuwa katika a few countries in the continent on governance, nikasema why not our country? Kwa hivyo kwa sasa I'm throwing my weight behind the Republic of Kenya to ensure good, accountable, responsible, peaceful and divine leadership is realized in the Republic of Kenya.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Mama wetu, nimesikia kwamba umehitimu mahali kwingi sana na umekuwa kule nje na kuna mambo umekuwa ukifanya. Sasa nirudi nyuma kidogo. Ulisimama ukaanza kufanya hayo mambo, ukaenda kwenye nchi za ugeni, kuna changamoto zozote za maisha umepitia?
Shukrani. Nimepitia changamoto kali sana ndio nikue penye niko. Na kupitia hizo changamoto ndio pia hiyo imenipa nguvu ya kusimama kama rais wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Manake kupitia ile nimepitia changamoto kali sana, imenifundisha ya kwamba hakuna jambo lolote duniani ambalo linamshinda Mwenyezi Mungu. When you get into those crises and tribulations and challenges, you get to know who God is, and you get to experience His power. You get to know how He works, and therefore you get to know that there is nothing impossible with Him. And that now prompted me to be the person I am. Nikipenda kusema ya kwamba ndio katika maisha imekuwa katika na changamoto kubwa sana, because I've gone through serious challenges, and especially after high school, and I joined employment. Shortly after employment, I found myself succeeding very well after high-flying jobs at the UN, and to the level of a consultant with the Universalia Britain, that was an affiliate of the UN, being a country coordinator of UN programs in the country. Therefore, I rose to the highest standards achievable in strategy and strategic management. After that, nikajipata nimeanza kurudi chini. Within a period of 3 years, I was finished. The high-flying woman, I would say that I had what it takes to be a wealthy woman, to be a happy woman, and to be a happy mother by then. But situations came and scenarios came that were beyond my control. A lady who owned vehicles, a lady who owned property. I started losing. I remember the story of Job in the Bible. Within a flash, he had lost everything. That is the same case. That within a flash of a short period of time, nikajikuta nimepoteza kila kitu. Na ninakumbuka, to cut the whole story short, niliisha mpaka siku moja, nikajipata nimepigia mama yangu nyumbani, nikamwambia, "Mom, nimeisha, just secure a single room in your house where I'll come to stay. With only my clothes I left Nairobi with only my clothes. I went to stay with mom. And when I was there, God was, mom was encouraging me from time to time. Na alikuwa ananiambia haya unapitia ni kama ile job alipitia. Kila kitu yake ikaisha. Lakini alikuwa anani-encourage, ananiambia siku moja Mungu ataikuinua na atakusimamisha. So when I was at home, I stayed at home for a period of almost 1 year. And Mungu alikuwa ananitayarisha kwa roho yangu. I felt that after going through all the tribulations, I will never be the same Esther I was at the UN or before. So wakati nilipomaliza, sasa ndio naenda kumaliza, by the way. I've been going through it. Yeah. Next time we will share how even where I am aspiring from and all that. Yeah, but for now I believe that it's over and I'm starting a new life. A new beginning, and now what I'm bringing on board is what God has put in me after all that period of tribulations, of wilderness. Kujikuta nikiwa peke yangu, kujikuta katika kari ngumu, kujikuta katika mawazo mazito. Now here she is, Mama wa Taifa, the next president of the Republic of Kenya, and I believe that my government will be able to influence other governments in the continent and other governments in the world, because we must bring the purpose of God in governments into being. Because I'm not sure that when governments are corrupt, it's the will of God. When we are exercising tribalism in government, that's not the will of God. When we are stealing from public coffers, that's not the will of God. What is the will of God for governments? I think during the reign that I'll be in leadership governing the Republic of Kenya, people will see what is a God-driven government. What do we mean by divine authority in government? Here we come.
Okay, umetueleza ya kwamba kuna changamoto ambazo umekutana nazo. Zingine zikakurudisha chini na ulikuwa mtu ambaye alikuwa juu sana. Kwa hivyo inamaanisha wewe kama mama wa taifa unaelewa mtu akiwa juu sana na unaelewa mtu akiwa chini sana. Kwa hivyo unaweza elewa watu wote kwa kina, au tunasema vipi?
Ni kweli. Mungu mwenyewe kwa uwezo wake, he will teach you his ways. Atakufundisha vile anataka wewe ukae. So for the period that I'm going through tribulations and trying moments, I know what it means to sleep without a cup of water, not even food. You look around the house, no water, no food, no nothing. I know what it means to sleep hungry. I know what it means not to have a single coin in your pocket. I know what it means to stay without shelter. Yes, I know what it means to stay without shelter. I know, he has taught me. So I think he was preparing me for this kind of leadership. That the time I will hear like probably there's some families in the Republic that are sleeping hungry. He has taught me what it means. Therefore, I will be able to instruct either the cabinet secretary for agriculture or whoever the relevant government agency to ensure that whatever the challenge is addressed within the shortest time possible. He had to teach me what it means to go without shelter. And that is why my government will look forward to ensure that every Kenyan has decent shelter. He has taught me what it means to go without a cup of water, and that's why my government is going to ensure that every household in the Republic has water. Recently, I visited northern frontier, the Turkana and Mayara regions, and you find women carrying jerrycans. I found them, and some of them I carried them with the car that I was in. And I was asking them, where are you going for water? And wherever we dropped them from that point was quite a distance. But I told them, something good is coming up, where every Kenyan will enjoy water right from their households. For nothing is impossible. And especially where there is a will, there is always a way. Yeah, therefore, we are ready for this kind of administration, and we are sure that we are going to deliver this in the Republic of Kenya. Poverty must come to an end. We must reduce the gap between the rich and the poor. It's so wide. There are those who are languishing in poverty. There are those who are enjoying good wealth. And it's good to enjoy good wealth. It's good to be blessed. But where is the love that God talked about? That reach out to the poor person so that they can also feel their part and parcel of the society. So something else that my government is going to promote is living for the sake of one another. Living for the sake of one another. That is automatically going to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor. And of course, our Lord Jesus Christ said, love is the greatest.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay, tumesikia hayo yote. Na sasa nadhani mtazamaji wangu anakuelewa zaidi sasa kwa kina. Ambassador Esther Waringa ni nani?
Yes.
Haya basi, wakati ambapo ulisikia uko na mwito huu wa kuwa rais. Sasa we rais mtarajiwa. Ulijisikia vipi? Ilikuwa mwaka gani? Na wakati hili jambo wakati lilikuja, ulikuwa umelala uko kwa ndoto likaja ama ni nini ambayo ilikusukuma ukaweza kupata hili jambo kwenye akili?
Jambo moja, asante. Jambo moja ambalo linisukuma, I'll say there are three things. Number one is the preparation process. Definitely the preparation process has taught me what is the will of God for me. Like, for example, when I was the UN, either in Kenya, Somalia, or Sudan, I was subjected to very suffering communities. And I used to tell myself, and especially when I was in, like, northern Kenya, working with the UN and trying to get to the very marginalized areas and meeting very less fortunate people, I used to ask myself, will I one day be in a position of influencing policies in this country, policies that can be able to give life to mwananchi at the grassroots? I used to question, I used to ask myself that way, and that is why that kept on building in me. Actually, in 2012, I learned for presidency. Yes, why? Because I still had that desire. What about if I'm in a position of influencing leadership, so that I can be able to reach out to the poorest of the poor in this country so that they breathe life? Because I myself, as Esther, I like to see people living life to the fullest as God envisaged. Because I'm not sure that God envisaged that we should you know, like sleep without food and or go without shelter, go without clothing and all that. Yeah, so I felt if I'm in a position to influence policies, I'll be able to I'll be able to touch lives of the people. So another thing is that there is what we call passion. There is what you feel. This is what I'm called for. I felt and I've been feeling that governance is what God created me to be. And I promise the people of Kenya that they will see that it's not pretending, it's from me, that governance must be done in the right way. That good, accountable, responsible, peaceful, and divine leadership is what I'm bringing on board. It's from me. I even don't need to have a salary. As long as my life is moving on. It's not about a salaried leadership. No, it's about bringing the purpose of governance, good governance, into being and ensuring that people are enjoying all the resources that God has endowed this country with. Food, water, good education, good roads, energy. You can imagine a nation where we are enjoying all that equitably. No one is left behind. All of us in the same pot, almost at the same level, enjoying all this. That there is no one who is sleeping hungry. No child is out of school. I think that can be a very beautiful society. And until that is done, I must continue pushing on. And I feel it. I feel it. I feel it that yes, I will be the next president of the Republic of Kenya after the exit of His Excellency, the President Uhuru Kenyatta. Yes.
Haya basi, mtazamaji wangu na msikilizaji wangu, umeweza kusikia kwamba rais mtarajiwa wa 5 2022 mambo ambayo yamekuelezea. Nadhani mahali ambapo tumefika umemuelewa vizuri kwa kina yeye ni nani. Kwa hivyo ningependa kwanza tutapata mapumziko kidogo, akunywe glasi ya maji na atatuendelea kutuelezea. Sasa tutaingia kwenye kipindi cha kumuuliza maswali ya kwamba ni nini ambaye anataka kufanyia Kenya ambayo imekuwa ni tofauti na wale wengine. Hivyo basi wewe ambao uko mahali pale, ningependa kukuambia kwamba Ezra Christian TV ni mwanga wa ulimwengu, na huwa tunakukuta mahali popote ambapo ulipo. Na kama unataka live coverage huku kwetu kwa Ezra Christian TV, huwa tunafanya live coverage. Ikiwa ni kule kanisani, unataka kufungua kanisa mpya, au pengine unataka ordination, kama uko na birthday, uko na harusi, au pengine mazishi, pia huwa tunachukua live coverage. Ikiwa pia ni utangazaji wowote ambao umesimama na msimamo wa Ezra Christian TV, pia huwa tunaifanya. Ikiwa ni gari lako ambalo ungependa uziwe, pia hapa huwa tunafanya. Ikiwa kuna jumba lako ambalo limekamilika au pengine halijakamilika, pia huku tutakusaidia. Ikiwa ni plot yako au shamba lako, pia tutakusaidia. Na kama unataka utangazaji wowote, kama ni wa shule, kampuni yoyote, hoteli mashuhuri yoyote, tuko hapa sababu yako. Na niseme ya kwamba kipindi hichi chetu cha Ohotani Idhuwaine imesimamishwa na Mlima wa Mungu ambayo uko kule Thika Salama Estate. Ukipita kule Ananas Mall, utaweza kuenda, utakuta mkono wako wa kulia ubao mkubwa ambao utakupa kielelezo mahali ambapo huo mlima upo. Kwa hivyo tunapoendelea na kipindi chetu tutarejea. Kwa hivyo ukae mahali pale, usibanduke, tunarejea.
Hello, Mr. Whitman, give me money.
Basi mtazamaji wangu na msikilizaji wangu, tumerejea mara tena na umeweza kusikia mambo wa taifa, mambo ambaye amekuletea sababu ya nchi yetu. Naona huko kwenye Facebook watu wameingia sana. Naona Njoroge wa Maremari unasema you're watching for Nairobi. Ambassador Esther Waringa is destined for this. Huyo ni Emmanuel amesema hivyo. Ruth Njeri ambaye ni mmoja wetu hapa amesema tuned in. Martin Mwangi unasema watching. Bob Ken unasema watching. Solomon David watching. Apostle Rahab Gishan unasema great show. Pastor Grace Jenga. Jeffrey Mashari from Nakuru, you are saying oh yes we are watching. Na Peter Kerumba unasema we are watching. Na tunaandamana pamoja na wale watu ambaye wako kwenye mtandao na wanatutazama. Haya basi, mama wa taifa, kuna mambo ambayo nimekuwa nikikufuatilia na ninakusikiza ambao unasema vile ambavyo unataka kufanyia nchi yetu. Nikasikia ya kwamba unataka nchi ambayo iko na mwelekeo, nchi ambayo ni kamili, taifa ina uadilifu, na taifa ambao linajua kumcha Mungu. Hayo ndio mambo ambao unarenga kwenye nchi yetu. Na ukarudi nikakusikiza ukasema ya kwamba umejitahidi sana kusimama na agriculture ambao ni ukulima, na pengine na pia economy ambayo ni uchumi, energy ambao ni umeme au stima, na upande pia wa afya. Na pia ukasema unataka nchi ambayo inajua kuweza kufanya decision yoyote kupitia uungu. Jambo lolote watu wanauliza Mungu. Kwa hivyo tunaporudia hivi tena, ningependa utuelezee upande wa ukulima umejiandaa vipi? Kwa maana wakati mwingi watu wamekuwa kiteta, yule mtu ambaye ako juu anapata pesa mingi kushinda mtu ambaye ako chini, na huyu ndio ako kule kwenye udongo na anapata uchafu. Hayo mambo utayafanya vipi?
Very good. For a period of time we have been talking about the agriculture being the backbone of our economy. Lakini hatujafikia hapo kama taifa. Bado hatujafika pahali tunaona ya kwamba that agriculture is influencing our economic status. Imefika wakati ambao paka wale wakulima wenye wanaturimia mahindi, viazi, kahawa, maziwa, instead of them benefiting, there are people who are called middlemen who benefit more than the farmer. Kwa hivyo serikali yangu number 1 itahakikisha ya kwamba there is good management of agriculture and agricultural production. Kana kwamba meaning that we can be able as a government to be able to supply seeds to the farmers, to be able to equip the farmers. How do we equip them? Both with tools and knowledge. Kulikuwa wakati tulikuwa na extension officers hapo mbeleni. Walienda wapi? We would like extension officers, agriculture, reinstated in every agricultural area so that we can be able to multiply production. Now through that production, we can be able to sell our produce both locally and internationally, which we will be able now to enhance our economic growth through agriculture. Kuna kitu ingine ambayo imekuwa ikifanyika katika Jamhuri ya Kenya na serikali yangu itaondoa kabisa. Kumekuwa na allow me to speak in English. We have been having coffee production, coffee farming, coffee manufacturing and production and packaging and all that and value addition. Unfortunately in our country we grow coffee. But we export coffee as raw produce. The coffee now comes back to the country as a package that we buy so expensively. Yes, the raw material was from us. That raw material was bought from farmers very cheaply. Ya kwamba yule mkulima hakusaidika. The farmer never benefited from all the sweat, all the tilling of land, the planting, the everything. But the person who is benefiting highly is the person who have received this coffee out of the country to process and add value and sell it back to this country. So what we are going to do as a Mama Taifa administration is to ensure that the coffee growing areas, we have equipped them and facilitated them to have and own industries right at their places of production, so that they add value to that coffee to a point where we meet international standards of that coffee from the farmer themselves. That coffee should get out of that farming jurisdiction to export, having been added value, processed and packaged for export. That is very possible. And I believe that with that, our farmer is going to benefit to a great extent. And with that, you don't see brokers. Because the industries will be right at the grassroots. So we will not need brokers ati tunawapelekea kahawa wapi? Nairobi. So we must make use of devolution. We must make use of devolution. Devolution is not about talking of devolution. No. We devolve all these developments that we are supposed to devolve as a country. So, matters coffee, let's not have coffee processing board right at the national level. Nakure mashinani penye kahawa iko, hakuna processing plants. So, that is coffee only. That is an example. What about mandizi in Kisii? What about fish farming in Kisumu? The same. Let us have a fish processing plant devolved in our Nyanza region. Let us have banana processing plant devolved in Kisii. So that many a times we have visited like Kisii, you find big chunks of bananas on the road, you are buying them at a throwaway price. You know why? And that farmer has worked so hard, used a lot of farming products and you know, a lot of energy to be able to get that banana live and healthy as you buy it. But you buy it at a throwaway price, so the farmer does not benefit. So we would like each and every agricultural area in this republic to be capacitated to process their agricultural produce at that particular level, even up to export standards. Finally, about agriculture, every home must be fed. Not with a mama wa taifa administration that I would like to hear our children, our women don't have food for their children. We are going to put the necessary strategies and structures into place to ensure good management of the produce, of farm produce that we have in Kenya, to be able to feed every family. And you know, in Kenya, we can say that, you know, we have people hungry in northern Kenya because there is no adequate water. No. The water is underground in northern Kenya. And again, good management of what we have currently. Let's not have bananas rotting in Kisii. Let us have some taken to northeastern. That's what we call good management of what we are having currently, as we look forward to much more farm strategies to be able to make agriculture, number one, backbone of our economy, to influence our economy. Number two, to make sure that every family is fed. Wastage must be stopped. The other day we saw milk being wasted in Nyandarua. Yet as a government of Kenya, yet as a people of Kenya, we have the capacity to be able to establish milk processing plants in Nyandarua villages, right inside the villages. Yes, we can. But when we see people pouring out milk because imeharibika, come on, we must be good managers of the resources that we have in this country. So my administration will ensure food sustainability, actually food surplus, and not forgetting also that we have quite big chunks of land in this country. Like if you leave Marindi on your way to Ramu, there are quite big chunks of land, even northeastern. We will do whatever it is that we can be able to do to put this free land or land that is not under use, we put it under food production towards food sustainability in the country. And something else I must talk about is storage. We will ensure that things like whatever I've just talked about, that maziwa inaharibika tukiangalia. No, we should manage the storage. We should be able to establish good and expansive and enough storage facilities for our food, so that even during the dry season we have adequate food. We have adequate unga in our stores. And something else I must say, that as an agricultural country, Mama Mboga should not be buying unga at 150 shillings. We are the producers of maize. And that is why I'm coming to energy. Because sometimes the cost of energy, the cost of manufacturing is so high, such that those who are processing maize are forced to increase the end product, which is the unga, because of the high cost of electricity. So we must check on all these areas, and especially energy, so that we be able to reduce the cost of production, to have unga. With Mama Taifa administration, a packet of unga between 60 and 70 shillings. Yes, it is doable.
Thank you so much. Hiyo ni habari njema pia kwa wakulima. Tukisikia kwamba hakutakuwa sasa na njaa tena, hiyo ni furaha kwetu. Na pia wakulima ni habari njema kusikia kwamba mtakuwa na viwanda zitawakaribia kule mashinani. Haya basi, mama wa taifa.
Yes.
Kuhusu hii eneo ya economy, uchumi, umejiandaa vipi?
Ningependa kusema ya kwamba uchumi ya Kenya bado hatujahitimu ile kamili tunahitaji kutimiza ama kufika kama as an economy. During the Kibaki's administration, we went slightly higher. Our GDP was almost getting there, and we have always focused to a double-digit economy. But in this country, I must say that we have politicized development so much. As much as we are going into government, let us not spend all our time campaigning instead of checking on our economy, what can be able to build our economy. We as an economy have tried to get and hit a double digit and beyond, but still we are still struggling. And we have one president who tried to, His Excellency Mwai Kibaki. And yes, he tried and we salute him. But now, of course, we had COVID, but I will not tag this to COVID. Our economic status has gone down. Our GDP is still not very stable. Therefore, my administration is looking forward to a sustained double-digit economy. An economy that influences the continental and the global economy, because one, we are, what I've just said, an agricultural country. Agriculture itself can make any country very rich. Look at Israel, a lucky country. Look at UAE. These countries are thriving, yet they don't enjoy the good weather we enjoy in the Republic of Kenya. So what's happening? Too much politics. Too much politics. Can we do water in your area? Ulikuwa chama gani? Mko serikalini ya hama hamko? This language must come to an end. Kenyans must enjoy resources from government equitably. It is not about which political party you belong. It is not about who you voted in. And this is something seriously that my administration is going to check. That whatever area of jurisdiction you are in, as a member of parliament, as a governor, as a senator, as an MCA, you must ensure equitable development, whether these people are from whatever political party or whichever, you know. So let us run away from petty politics and focus on development. I assure Kenyans that my administration will be focused on development 24/7. Once we focus on development 24/7, we reduce on politics, we ensure equitable distribution of resources, and we birth a working nation. And a working nation, not only working, but benefiting from the work. Because if the economy is not stable right now, Kenyans are working very hard, but the input or the output is too much, but whatever you get back is very minimal. And that's why many Kenyans don't have a shilling in their pocket. Therefore, about economy, we are going to create a conducive environment, both governance environment, conducive environment in governance, conducive environment in productivity and industrialization for our country to grow and actually influence the continental economy. We look forward also to creating jobs. That's part of our economy. That's economic growth. And I must say that agriculture sector is a sector that can be able to employ. You know, in agriculture sector, if we become an industrialized nation, we can be able to employ finance experts. We can employ economists just in one sector, agriculture. We can employ doctors and medics and water nutritionists in only one sector. What about if we are able to have 5 learning, well-managed sectors in this country? I'm sure our economy will shoot to a double digit. Here we come. Thank you.
Thank you so much. tunaendelea vizuri mtazamaji wangu, na unaweza kuelewa vile ambavyo rais wetu mtarajiwa ambavyo anazungumza. Ametueleza kwa kina kuhusu agriculture au kulima, na akatueleza kuhusu economy ambayo ni uchumi, na sasa tunataka utuelezee kuhusu afya. Kwa maana watu wengi unakuta ya kwamba huku Kenya badala ya kutengenezewa huku tunalipa pesa nyingi sana kwenda kule nje, na pia huku kwetu kuna watu ambao wako kule hospitalini walikosa pesa, wengine wakatupwa kule. Umejienda kufanya vipi?
Ningependa kusema ya kwamba that a healthy nation is a wealthy nation. A healthy nation is a wealthy. Taifa lolote ambalo liko na afya, hilo taifa liko sawa. But as long as we are ailing from not having good hospitals, from not having well-equipped hospitals, such that we have to go out to look for medical services, something is not right in the health sector. Kwa hivyo ndio naleta sasa serikali hii ya mama wa taifa ambayo itaweza kuhakikisha ya kwamba, especially sasa nikiwa mama, katika kila kijiji ya Jamhuri ya Kenya, penye wamama wetu wanaenda huko kupata watoto, they are able to access dispensaries within a walking distance. Yes, we can. This country is very rich. We have been endowed with wealth that can be able to see us have a dispensary in each and every of the 1,450 wards in the country. Mathematicians and financiers calculate that. Give me that mathematics. It's very, very possible. And equip these hospitals with drugs. Right now in the country, I must say that some of the hospitals we have had our people complain because of lack of drugs. That you would go to a hospital, you are checked, but you're told no drugs. I look forward to an administration where, one, you pay very minimal fee as a Kenyan. We call it what? Consultancy fee. Yeah? Once you pay that, you're able to have access, or you're able to see a doctor within the same facility as a result of that fee. And again, you are able to have some drugs. Because a government that is not able to take care of its people in terms of health is not a stable government. Kwa hivyo serikali yangu itahakikisha ya kwanza, dispensaries in all the wards. Number 2, very well equipped dispensaries. We shouldn't be taking our doctors and our nurses out of the country. We are already running short of this. But because of our mismanaged health systems and finance system and a not stable economy, that's why our nurses are going out of the country while we need them here in the country. Kwa hivyo mkisikia ya kwamba mama wa taifa amechukua serikali, it will be a time for you to come back and serve your country. And I must say, people go to countries like the US to look for jobs like doctors, nurses, because they are well paid. My administration, if you look at my manifesto, I have clearly stipulated that I am going to throw my weight behind the public service delivery. And health is one area of the public service delivery. That we must equip our doctors. Why would you want to go to US to look for a job if you are well paid in Kenya? Almost equal amount. Because our economy by then, with my administration, will allow the doctors to be paid at that level. Therefore, we look forward to a very vibrant and affordable health system in Kenya. And I promise you that these stories that we are hearing, that, and it's not stories, the reality, ya kwamba kuna wagonjwa wamelazwa hospitali, wakapona, hawawezi tolewa hospitali, warudi manyumbani kwa sababu ya bill. I wish I was the president right now. I could have given a presidential directive in that regard. Human life first, money second. Thank you.
Thank you so much. umetufurahisha na tumeendelea hatua vizuri sana.
Asante.
Nirudi kidogo kuhusu vile watu wetu wanaenda kufanya kazi kule nje. Na pia huku kwenye inbox kuna wengi sana wako kule nje na wameniambia mama wa taifa akikuja muulize hili swali. Sisi wakati ambapo tunatoka kule nje tunatoka kufanya kazi na kati ya wengine hatujasoma. Na hapa kuna shirika ambalo linaitwa NITA ambao ni National Industrial Training Authority. Na wametuambia wanalete amri mtu kama hajamaliza form 4 hakuna kutoka kule nje. Na wengine kule mashinani walitoka, hata wengine hawakufika hata class 8 wanataka kusaidia wazazi wao. Sasa jambo kama lile wale watu wako kule nje utawashughulikia vipi?
Ningependa kusema ya kwamba all those Kenyans who are working there is as a result of desperation. As a result of desperation. Jobs are not there, and the only opportunity you find is to go and work out of the country. So number one, Kenyans are hardworking, but we don't have a good governance, conducive environment to allow all of them work in our country. I know it's normal, of course, for people even in other countries to go and work in other countries, but it's abnormal when everybody is leaving your country to go and work in another country, because Kenyans are exiting the country in masses. And as you say, whether they go into class 8 or to form 4, unfortunately, when they go to other countries, they are getting very lowly jobs, they are being mistreated, they are being mishandled, because their own country is not giving a conducive environment for them to be able to work. Number 2, quality education, free quality education. If we allow our education systems to allow every child to be in classroom, we are going to stop this. Because no one would like to end at class 8 when education is free, but we talk about free education, yet some of our children are at home because of lack of school fees. What will that child do? Atatafuta jia ile atafika Dubai, mwingine, Qatar, mwingine, even if they have no papers. And that is why our children are being misused and mishandled in other countries. Because as a country, we have not been able to take care of them. So my administration is going to ensure that at least every Kenyan has good quality education to facilitate and enable them to be an independent, focused Kenyan. Such that you don't have to bow too low. You don't have to bow too low because you don't have papers or you don't have enough education. I tell you Kenyans, I am going to guard Kenyans jealously. Jealously. Before you exit the airport, let us know where you are going, whether you are going to be mistreated or I am going to guard the interest of Kenyans jealously from education, health, food on the table, good roads. We must ensure that Kenyans are taken care of. So allow me to guard you jealously, so that we avoid cases like what we are hearing at these countries, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and all that. And to those Kenyans who are there, believe me that my administration is going to check on that seriously, and we see what strategic interventions soonest possible can be undertaken to give you a conducive environment. I don't mind if others just come back to their country. We will see how the system of education can allow now and give priority to adult education, so that everybody is educated. Let me tell you, dear ones, education is key to justice and progress. Without education, we will remain a very retrogressive nation. But when at least each one of us goes up until Form 4, and then we get vocational centers. These will go almost like dispensaries. The one what I've said, that dispensaries will be like almost in every ward. Even vocational centers the same, because not everyone is endowed to get to university. But with vocational centers doing salons, doing carpentry, doing tailoring, then all our people will be equipped. And with that, we will be employing people from Saudi Arabia, from Qatar, from UAE, from America. They'll be coming to seek employment in the Republic of Kenya. For nothing is impossible with God. The Mama wa Taifa administration knocking at your door coming.
Thank you so much. Kwa hivyo unaahidi wale watu ambao wako kule nje, wako na shida za makaratasi, ambayo wanakuja wakiwa jeneza. Kwa hivyo unawaahidi kutakuwa na security. Utawapatia kinga.
Very, very good security. And even before we provide security, my administration will be like, why are they going there? Is because one, they don't have jobs. Why, first of all, don't we create jobs here? Before we subject them to cruel situations where they are mishandled because they don't have papers and they don't have jobs. First of all, we create a conducive environment for them to be in their country. But in the event there will be a spillover, then my government, human life first. Everything else, number 2.
Okay. Asante sana.
Yes.
Umetuelezea kuhusu sekta ya elimu. Okay, nirudi hapo kwa masomo. Unakuta ya kwamba tuongee kuhusu sekta ya boda boda.
Yes.
Vijana wa boda boda wamekuwa wakienda pale, analipa mtu pengine 200, anamfunza kuendesha boda boda. Kisha anakuja anaanza kuendesha boda boda. Lakini unakuta ya kwamba hana leseni, hana license. Sasa kwa sababu ya hawa watoto wetu wa boda boda na tunawapenda, umejipanga vipi kuwahusu?
Number 1, we salute His Excellency, the President, former President Uhuru, Mwai Kibaki's administration, for opening that opportunity for our boda bodas to get jobs. Because the boda boda industry, it is an industry that has employed most of our youth. But what we need in this industry is what we call regulation. We don't have regulation at the moment. Therefore, my government, through the Ministry of Transport, we will open up a department and a unit in the Ministry of Transport, boda department, that will be able to take care of all our boda bodas, because we will not say that they stop what they are doing. No. That is why we are incoming as a government, and that's why governments are there, to be able to regulate such industries, to be able to give advice to the boda bodas, that and also rigorize like what you're talking about, licenses. And how do they handle themselves on the road? Because sometimes you are driving, but as you are driving on, the boda bodas are driving against you. What is happening? Therefore, my administration will ensure that the boda boda industry, like we have the motor vehicle industries, the traffic rules are observed. And this is something that even must start now with President Uhuru's administration, because it is happening right now, that we must be able to regulate, the boda boda industry, and see how can we give them a conducive working environment. How can we educate them about traffic rules? How can we ensure that the boda boda industry is regulated like the matatu industries, like any other motor vehicle or transport industries? And I'm sure it is possible. It is possible to be able to not kill these industries, this boda boda industry, but ensure that there are rules and regulations to be followed by the boda boda, so that we allow them to continue doing what they have to do. For now, it's not regulated. They are all over. Yeah, something must be done, starting with Uhuru's government before Mama Taifa takes it over. It's urgently needed. I want to know. I have come across Kenyans complaining, and several people talking about, we are killed by, a boda boda has knocked somebody down, and all these things. Another car has knocked up a boda boda person. Why? Because of not regulating and not having rules and regulations that are supposed to be followed by the boda boda industry. Let's protect this industry. It has employed most of our youth, and to those who are in boda boda industry, tafadhali, let's try and be obedient to the let's try and observe the traffic rules, because it's for the best interest of your life and the passenger that you are carrying. So tafadhali, wacha tusikimbilie pesa, watu wa boda boda, tafadhali, let us protect lives. And my administration is going to ensure that all of you are protected, And it is good, like you see, we had the Mishuki rules for the transport industry, matatu industry. We should have also another set of Mishuki rules for boda boda, so that at least it is well organized. And I must say, even for the matatu industry, let us also protect lives. Let us speed down. Let us stop carrying four people in a bench in a matatu. Tafadhali, human life is very important. And also order in our roads. So all that will be taken care of. Yes, in my administration.
Thank you so much. Aya, mama wetu wa taifa.
Ndio niko hapa.
Unasimama ukiwa mtarajiwa.
Ni kweli.
Na unasimama na chama cha independent. Okay, na nambari 5 ya zile vitu zako ambazo unaahidia wa Kenya. Ulisema unataka nchi ambayo inamuogopa Mungu. Ulikuwa unamaanisha vipi?
Ningependa kusema ya kwamba mama wa taifa is an independent candidate. I'm not in any political party. I am an independent candidate that is provided for by the Constitution of Kenya 2010. That any person that can vie for presidential seat as an independent candidate without having to go through the political party's provision. Yes, your question about the divine authority of God in government. We must know, as the people of Kenya, Africa, and the world, that authority and governments are ordered by God. And in whatever we do in government must glorify God. When we engage in theft and corruption of taxpayers' money, of public coffers, serious rooting, let us ask ourselves, are we glorifying the name of that super divine being who birthed governments? When passing laws in parliament, do we ask ourselves, is this law conformed to the will of God? Is this law according to the will of God? Or we just pass laws for our own human benefit, but according to our, and this applies to all religions, there is what is standardized in terms of the fear of God. There is what guides us as religions in terms of godliness. Therefore, when we are passing laws in parliament, when we are doing what we have to do, like service to the people of Kenya, and even other governments around the world, do we put God first or God comes second? That when we have been hit by corona is when everybody is running into fasting? Why don't we remain according to the will and purposes of God 24/7? And with that, we will be able to be enjoy his blessings equally 24/7. Therefore, I'm bringing a government that acknowledges the supreme being, acknowledges the divine guidance and divine authority of God in government. Where, if it's a cabinet minister for agriculture, bringing us policies on agriculture, he is praying that God kindly guide me. Give me wisdom to be able to bring the best policies in agriculture to the Republic. If it is a minister of social welfare, like we are running into a season of social moral degradation, the social fabric of the nation is finished. Yes, it is. My administration will ensure that we bring godliness in the social fabric of the nation. So that through that we are able to uplift our social status, we are able to live as a God-fearing people, from the dressing code to the way we talk, the way we think, the way we engage one another, living for the sake of one another, and with that we will be united as one country under the sovereignty of the Most High God. And with that, blessings will be ours. Now and forever.
Thank you so much. Okay, swali lingine ambalo niko nalo. Umesimama usipoogopa. Na wewe ni wa jinsia ya kike, mwanamke.
Yes.
Na wakati mwingine tukaona kuridhika, mwanamke fulani alikuwa anakuja kujaribu kusimama kwenye kiti fulani.
Aha.
Haya, mwanaume akasimama na akamtusi vibaya sana. Kwa maana yeye ni mwanamke na akamtusi na mamake. So wakati ambapo unasimama kwenye hiki kiti, ni tofauti gani utatuletea kama mwanamke, na pia una ujasiri mgani ambao pengine mwanaume atasimama hautaogopa?
Thank you very much. Already we have two horses. We have two main horses. We have His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga as a presidential candidate. We have His Excellency the Deputy President William Ruto, and we have here Mama wa Taifa, Ambassador Esther Waringa. I must say, number one, it's about leadership of the nation. Before even we go to jinsia, before even we go to a woman leadership, it's about who is going to put right the governance of the Republic of Kenya, where people enjoy fullest, to the fullest attainable standards, all the resources that we have been given in this country. That's number one. Who is this leader who is going to birth good, very accountable, because we don't have accountability right now to the standards we want. Accountable governance. Who is this leader who is going to bring peaceful? We need peace in this country to do business. We need peace in our homes, peace in our religious sector. We need peace everywhere. Who is this leader that is going to bring peaceful governance in this country? Who is this leader that is going to bring one of the most responsible governments? Such that those people who are serving in government knows that I'm responsible to my people of Kenya. And therefore I have to be accountable to them. Who is this leader that is going to bring the divine authority of God into government? It must be the chosen David, Ambassador Esther Waringa, and I'm ready for it. Therefore, I must say, to a great extent, it's not about a woman leadership. However, it will be great to have a change. They always say a change is as good as a rest. Having a woman leadership, we've been having women in families, and huwa wanasema ya kwamba ukielimisha mwanamke umeelimisha jamii yote. Therefore, women have been in the front in front leadership, and it's a high time that we feel what it means to have a woman presidency. A woman is a mother. A woman is caring. A woman is a peaceful being. A woman unites. A woman will ensure that to our primary schools maziwa ya Nyayo imerudi, because you know we would like our children to continue drinking milk, you know, nurturing, that state of nurturing. So I envisage that that Kenyans will feel much more warmth with a woman administration. They will feel much more taken care of. Just like the way children feel much, yes, we salute our dads and our fathers, but children feel so much warm when they are under their mother's care, right? Yeah, so it is the same thing, that the country will enjoy a lot of warmth under Mama wa Taifa care. Just come, the 50 million, 50 million, yeah, my arms are too big. Just come under and you'll feel the warmth of good food, agriculture, education, good health, and all that. So I believe that the men competitors or the men aspirants who are with me in this very high calling to take over the government of Kenya after His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta will be able to see it like it's not a lower or a lesser gender that is competing with them. No, it should not be visualized that way. They should be able to see you and respect you at their same equal capacity as a presidential candidate. However, due to the systems and structures and the way of life, we would like to call upon the people of Kenya who will probably encounter women aspirants who would like to go and front themselves into leadership. Tafadhali wapatieni heshima. They are equal beings. We are all equal in the eyes of God. There is no child of a lesser being. Women are not children of a lesser being. Tafadhali wapatieni heshima. Give them space to be able to come out strongly and sell whatever they have to you and talk to you. And I would like to take this opportunity also to call women to come out, because I believe that as much as God endowed men with leadership, women to a great extent, we have also been endowed with leadership, like the UN. I've been finding myself in various situations being the only women. I remember we had a UN GOK program, a United Nations Government of Kenya program, and I was the only woman among 9 who were making decisions on that. So, and other forums, I found myself as a woman amongst men. So women also have been endowed with leadership. Tafadhali, we are all equal before God, no child of a lesser God. Women, come out strongly, prove yourself that yes, we can, as the women of the Republic of Kenya, led by your president, Ambassador Esther, mama wa taifa.
Okay. Muda wetu umesonga na tumebakisha dakika chache sana. Kwa hivyo kwa ufupi, ningependa utuelezee vizuri kwa kina au pengine uko na message ambao unataka kupatia hao wawili aspirant. Kuna pengine message speciali ungependa kuambia. Wewe ukiwa mwanamke unasimama pale, ningependa pia uambie. Na ukimaliza kusema hivyo, tukimalizia utuambie mtu akitaka kukufikia ni mtu mgani wa karibu ambaye atamfikia.
Okay, very good. Okay. Number 1, I would message to the 2 presidential aspirants ahead of me. I know they started ahead of me. Just started, but I'm coming. Na pia kuanzia mwisho sio kushindwa. Waweza kuanzia mwisho na ukue ni wewe mshindani. Kwa hivyo wale wa Kenya, and I salute you, wamesema mama taifa uko wapi, hatuja kuona mashinani. I've just started and I'm coming, and God willing, by the time the 6 months are up, so 7 months, I will have touched each and every region, that is province in this country. We have the protocol already set. By the way, let me mention that before I come to that, that I'm launching my presidential bid, the Mama wa Taifa State House Agenda Plan, on 4th of February at 680 Hotel. 4th of February at 680 Hotel. I take this opportunity to invite every Kenyan, from His Excellency the President to everybody in the Republic of Kenya, come and see the way we launch a Mama wa Taifa administration, a woman presidency. From the launch on 4th of February, we shall move to Rift Valley. After Rift Valley, we shall move to Nyanza. After Nyanza, we'll go to Coast. After Coast, we'll head to Northeastern, to Eastern, then to Central. After Central, we will do Western, then Lower Rift Valley. Then after that, we will culminate to a big meeting now in Nairobi. So that is around June, towards the end of June, so that July is settling down and now waiting for elections and ensuring that we touch on the areas that we have not touched. So my strategy team is up and working, and I salute them for great brains and wisdom to be able to do that. The other thing is that we have His Excellency Dr. William Ruto and His Excellency Raila Amolo Odinga, who are also aspiring to take over leadership after President Uhuru. I wish to congratulate them, because these are bold steps. To be able to say that you are a move to be a presidential aspirant is not easy. So I salute you, and I request, let us not divide and rule. Let us unite and rule. Mama wa Taifa is uniting and ruling. That is why I request you, let's all sit together as presidential aspirants and see how can we be able to unite and rule. We divided and ruled in 2007-2008, and we saw what divide and rule, hatred and rule, tribalism and rule can do to this country. Tafadhali, let's be united, and to a great extent, let us cultivate peace as presidential aspirants. For me, I will bring this that we launched very soon with the public service governance that I work for. We launched the national peace philosophy. My peace, your peace as a Kenyan is my responsibility as your presidential candidate. Therefore, may all presidential candidates that promote peace and sustainable peace in this country. And to all Kenyans, let us embrace this, that amani yangu, amani yako ni jukumu langu. My peace, your peace is my responsibility. So, to all presidential aspirants, together we can. Let us not do our campaigns based on individual hatred or individual, like for example, what is happening, being against one another. Because as the saying goes, small minds discuss individuals, great minds discuss ideas. Let us go for policies, let us go for ideas, let us go for manifestos, other than pointing a finger at one another and employing that to be our winning strategy. So asanteni sana for the presidential aspirants. I salute you and welcome to our Mama wa Taifa administration. I'm ready to have you as my deputy presidents. Thank you.
You're welcome. Watu watakufikia vipi? Watafikia nani?
Very good. Asanteni sana. Mwaweza kutufikia because we are in the process of establishing units, establishing different departments that are going to manage the Mama wa Taifa administration. Our offices are at Kilimani, around Kilimani Demi Road, and the number that you can reach us is 0720 925 867. 0720 925 867. Airtel, you can reach us on 0737 818 547. Airtel 0734 818 547. And again, you can send me a direct email to estherwaringa@yahoo.co.uk. estherwaringa@yahoo.co.uk. All of them small caps. And again, we are very live on social media. Just visit our Mama wa Taifa State House Agenda Facebook page. Mama wa Taifa State House Agenda Facebook page. And finally, my Facebook page, Esther Waringa, Presidential Designate of the Republic of Kenya. Asanteni sana, Bwana awabariki sana.
Thank you so much. Haya basi, mtazamaji wangu na msikilizaji wangu, kilicho na mwanzo kina mwisho. Nimefurahi sana kwa vile umekuwa pamoja nasi katika kipindi hichi chetu cha Ohotani Idhuwaine. Naitwa Pastor Grace Jenga, na kama ungependa pia kutufikia zaidi pale kwenye fan page Pastor Grace Jenga. Na ikiwa unataka maombi, mashauri yoyote ama mazungumzo yoyote au kuweza kuuliza swali kuhusu kipindi hiki au mazungumzo ambayo tumekuwa nayo siku ya leo, utaweza kunifikia na nambari yangu ya simu 0721 989 308 0721 989 308. Na pia kama ungependa pia kuweza kututembelea kwenye studio zetu, na pia kama ungependa kutembelea mlima wa Mungu ambayo watu wa Mungu wanaenda kuomba kule Mount Zion Prayer and Retreat Center, kuna nambari ziko hapo chini ya runinga, uweze kupiga nambari hile na pia utaweza kutufikia. Tasema asanteni sana. Shalom, shalom, shalom.